Previously on Startup Nation, 25 teams entered the deal room with a single goal: to prove they had the resilience to rebuild an economy from the ground up. We witnessed the intensity of the pitch, the back and forth between judges and innovators as they fought for a spot in the final 10. We followed the first of our contenders as they survived the first round of tough questions. The initial filter is complete. The finalists have been named. Today, we meet the rest of the top 10 and see how 10 days of intense workshops transformed their pitches into world-class business models. Returning to the stage on day 2, the finalists have found their footing. Their business models are leaner, and their path to market is now crystal clear. You're seeing the result of the workshops, a group of founders who have successfully bridged the gap between a bold vision and a viable product.
But when you go to the first world, like Singapore, UK, I have lots of network in there, researchers, their problems are different. So this uncapped opportunity, like I mentioned, not in Sri Lanka, just think about it. Vietnam has no platform, Cambodia, Malaysia, Maldives. India has very basic tools. Maldives, no platform. So we have opportunity that we can easily go to.
Hasitha entered this program with a vision. He left with a blueprint. Let's look back at the original CrowdSnap's pitch and see the exact moment the momentum shifted.
My name is Hasitha. I'm from CrowdSnap. CrowdSnap is a research data collection and analytics platform that is we built for researchers, brands, and decision makers in the businesses. And our edge is data quality and the privacy. So we introduced a unique data hygiene framework that contains 3 major components. We have a unique data hygiene framework that contains 3 major pillars. One is data quality control at the time of collecting the data, right? So we have logical screenouts, survey branching, multi-level extractions, and very strong fake detection algorithms that is work based on generative AI. So now the second tier is the trust and transparency. So this is establishing the trust between the research company and the client. And number 3 is the privacy. We establish the privacy of the participant. So think about this, you are participating in a survey, right? And it asks you your personal information, like medical, prescriptions, lifestyle, bad habits. Participant can confidently share their information because privacy is ensured, right? In Sri Lanka, we started sales in 2024 without spending a single dollar in marketing. I believe, personally, I'm someone from a technology background, the only thing that we can get a global edge is building a technology, right? So we keep investing on privacy. We are the only research platform in the world that integrated multi-party computation, and we have launched Proof of Humanity network that to really verify the real humans are participating in surveys.
A use case of your solution?
Yeah, my Sri Lanka, they have a very complicated data collection for the participant who are visiting Sri Lanka from around 70 plus countries. So they have a workflows within that form, and they use our platform to collect the participant information. And also visit analytics. They get the feedbacks, what they think about it, and whether the future enhancements, whatever. Yeah.
So how hard is it for somebody to step into that field?
I mean,
what are the entry
yeah,
barriers?
So multi-party computation is the future of encryption. We had encryption before, you encrypt the data and you get a key.
Yeah.
And key is still vulnerable. Someone can get that key and then unlock the encryption. But in a multi-party computation, it's split the laptop into two components. I have one, you have one, and we need to collaborate and do that. So it composed with the very strong cryptographic technology behind it.
How do you plan to scale your business model?
Well, first Sri Lanka.
No, I mean, country-wise, I'm not this thing, right? I'm just saying, how do you are you going to reach multiple research companies, or what is your plan to get more traction in revenue?
Right. So currently, I think the research companies is the way to go, and there are so many independent researchers as well.
How many research companies in Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka, in numbers wise, we haven't checked, but we met so many people who are conducting researchers based on universities. It's there.
But why are you here for funding if you don't know the number of research companies?
I didn't ask the funding. I asked you to become a client in our company.
Okay, so you want no funding, but you want a project, correct?
Yeah, and maybe I can give you some equity for that.
All right, how much equity are you looking to give?
3 to 5%.
No, it's not going to fly.
Yeah.
Minimum equity. Okay, I'll give you a massive project for Sri Lanka that will change Sri Lanka. Yeah? Basically, a rating system for Sri Lanka.
Right.
Okay? Consumer care. .lk, customer care.lk, and staff.lk.
Right.
This is a project that you can work on if you're interested, and I think we can discuss with Jeevan and the rest of the team how much of equity we are looking at.
Yeah, sure.
Because that is a rating system that will actually elevate Sri Lanka in all the products, the services, the staff care, and you can rate anybody who is serving you or somebody who is going to basically you have a product or service, you can rate it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Your platform is aligned with this because you're collecting data, you're processing data, and then you're selling out data. But you need to get your business model, like Jeevan said correctly.
It's my weakness.
You need to get your business model. You need to know your revenue. You need to know your expenses. You need to know your projections, and then you need to know how you're going to scale up and go outside Sri Lanka as well. Yeah. So that kind of, I think, insight collectively, I think we can offer you. How much of equity is the question?
Let's discuss. That's why I'm saying I'm not a right position to discuss. Maybe 3 to 5%, I think, because this opportunity that
we're giving you a massive project in Sri Lanka. Let's say we are looking at 30% equity. So we're giving you the biggest project that you can do in Sri Lanka with your platform of bringing in information to a rating system.
Right. Let's have a chat.
Take it off.
Offline.
We'll take it offline.
Sure.
Maybe your strength is technology, but you need someone to help, like a co-founder to help you. Because I don't see a business here. I just see some.
Agree. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
I think also it takes courage to come back to Sri Lanka in 2022 when things were looking
left
up.
15,000 Singapore dollars job.
Yeah, and I think that's kudos to you.
I'm one of the founders of Seashore Garden, and our company is on a mission to unleash the boundless potential of seaweed and other healthy superfood ingredients here in Sri Lanka while we empower rural coastal communities. So what makes us special, and what have we been able to do differently? One is our exceptional quality and execution. We have been able to become the largest exporter of seaweed here in Sri Lanka just in the matter of a year. On top of this, our exceptional quality. We have 10 times less impurities than the global industry standard, which allows actually a premium of 20 to 30% per order. And here are some of the products that we have already made and are ready to be scaled. So we have done the full product details and they're ready to go. Over to you, Davindu.
So we've already shown early stage traction. Within the last year, we've launched 6 new products. This is including our brand, as well as things that we develop for other people as part of contract R&D. So from contract R&D to commercial manufacturing, we have an 80% conversion rate. So that means after we develop the product, even after we pass this on to new manufacturers, we will continue to be involved with these products and making creating revenue from these. Additionally, we were Sri Lanka's largest exporter of seaweed last year, and we're going to do that again this year. So while we answer them, you guys can have a look at the products as well.
First of all, your plan for these products is largely Sri Lanka, or you want to export as well?
No, we really think the value will be in exporting because there's great demand for seaweed-based products in the West. Obviously, that will catch up in Sri Lanka in a couple of years, and we're seeing that demand. So something like our sea moss gel, we're selling out month on month. So what we want to do is build a capability to have export quality products, so that one of those things will be canning these beverages so that we can get into more markets.
And so how do you price this?
Currently in the market, that's 750. The passion fruit one is 600 rupees. So that's aimed for supermarkets and more retailers. These two are for Horeca. We also sell quite well down south in tourist markets.
And so if you are planning to scale up, how do you plan to manage the whole seaweed supply?
So for these products, we have more than enough supply to continue this and even scale to 10,000, 20,000 units in the recent future. But for the export variety, what we're doing is we want to grow out our networks. That means in the northern province plus additional provinces. And to do that, we've already obtained a license to import seedlings. So we're the first company in about 10, 15 years to get that license. So from there, we're going to have multiple farms and then grow out the supply.
Also grow the seaweed as well as process it.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I've been to a seaweed farm on a boat and stuff like that. It's very difficult to grow, and it's is this enough funding to kind of scale a farm and scale your growth, etc.?
So we have come up with a plan, as you can see over here, on how we're going to deploy that capital and how many farmers. So since we have been in this field for almost 4 years, even before we started the company, we were in Jaffna setting these things up ourselves. So we have gotten all those costs inside, so we know how much we need to scale further, and we also know the risks.
So wouldn't it make sense for you to strengthen your sourcing and export and R&D capabilities and stay in the B2B market and rather than going into B2C?
We had the same concerns, and especially with a product like this where it's new to the market, new to Sri Lanka, we wanted to try to reduce the risk in this. So when we're using that capital, we want to increase our farming capabilities, because for us, where we see the value and where we see immediate action can be done is for the seaweed exporting and R&D. So contract R&D and seaweed exporting will be our main focuses here. And with the products, we do want to eventually reach new markets and scale these up. But we've built this in a way where we are not capital intensive with scaling these products. So the deployment of funds for marketing, even production for these, is still quite low. So
$50,000 to $60,000 for what percentage of your company?
For 15%.
15%. Your cap table currently is primarily you two, or?
So there's 5 of us, and so that's the founding team. And then we have Bhanuka Harishchandra from Surge. He gave us our first seed funding.
Okay.
The potential is there, but I think having the supply chain alone is not a guaranteed area. So you need to have a market differentiator or have a longer sign up with certain parties that you look to do business long term with.
Yeah, you're 100% right, and that's why we're trying to mitigate some of those challenges by being the only company that has the license to bring down these certain varieties. So we're already actively doing that. It takes an experienced team and proper scaling plan, and I think the first person to dominate this will have a good moat.
So I'm going to talk about who are we, what we do, what our inspiration is, and how we have so far achieved in the market. We started as a cloud POS in 2016 because we understood that real data is important for businesses to understand where their business is heading towards on a daily basis. So we had on-prem systems where we had one-day lags, delays, latencies, all those issues were there in terms of technicality. But we have understood that real data was something that we saw. So we achieved some milestones during that. And COVID hit us, everyone, really hard during that time. But one thing shined out, the e-commerce. So we saw that there was a gap over there. And we bat on with the inspiration of going towards the e-com, because we already had the cloud system, we had the product management, we have inventory management system, we have everything. What are we having now? So CMS was developed, the interface was developed. During that time, we actually expanded into e-commerce. One of the first customers was Shinara Dodge. What is our vision? That's the question. We want to empower the current entrepreneurs in Sri Lanka or startup businesses to look nowhere else there, because when you want to start a business today, you need to have a platform to sell, you need to have an inventory management, you need to have your products in and out to understand where your status is. So we have built that system. So we picture ourselves as a cost-effective alternative for Shopify. We have the market, we are built for Sri Lankans, we are Sri Lankans, we know what every Sri Lankan is struggling and how they have gone through. So we have built the omni-channel based solutions.
As an example, if you have a retail outlet, you are just thinking only about the walking customers, right? So just a POS system, that's what your main concern. But when it comes like a COVID is hit the world, so it's like main thing is online, like e-commerce, and Uber, Pick Me, whatever, right? So in that area, like 2021, we have built the platform in ourselves because we have see the potential, right? So because we have stand already platform, so we were able to touch that area actually.
So it's a
That's what-
unified
yeah.
platform for all the marketplace, businesses, online, offline, everything in unified.
Yeah.
Just happen to see, if you go to Pillar House, you will see a gamer and the cashier with multiple screens going Uber, Pick Me and their cashier. We have unified the approach of Uber, Pick Me orders coming all together.
But the challenge I'm seeing as an investor is I don't see a global picture here. I don't see a vision to go strong globally, etc. So that's my feedback to you. But can I walk through your traction numbers? Like what is your revenue today? What is your bottom line?
So till date, our revenue is about 11 million at the moment. This is where we have
11 million a year or 11 million a
That's
month?
for this year. This
Okay.
is on year,
Yeah.
basically. So we're a small team of 7 we have. So we have overheads, but we are competing against the giants. And we also have the big six. We have the Shinaras, the top 2 companies in the market at the moment. So we have to cater to their needs as well. Currently, we are giving the promise, and strongly we are with them with more than 7 to 8 years now, 4 years with no limit. So we have the guns. They have partnered with us rather than just being a tech provider rather. So that's what we're looking at. And in terms of these brands, they are also going for the global reach. We have already connected with multiple payment providers as partners in terms of Stripes Global. We have already gone with FedEx.
Versus, your product.
So Shopify is actually giving it at around $39, the starting price level at. So we are actually giving it at around 15,000. So we are looking at 10,000 rupees for subscription per month. We are going on subscription as well. So their onboarding charges is about 100,000 for a company who wants to build up a website. So we build the website, not only the website, we also give the ERP, we also give the POS solution, we give everything. Whereas Shopify charges for the POS, for the ERP, for the pick and pack operations, also for integrations.
E-commerce company, right? You're looking, okay, you're based it on Shopify, I understand. But then the transactions also, if No Limit is doing X and Y and Z, you're not making any money on the transactions that actually happen through your platform.
No, but we actually goes on their traffics. Today,
You're
No Limit is
losing a
doing-
lot of revenue there, I'll tell you.
But we have our subscription. So if you put the revenue model of Shopify versus us, we don't ask SMEs to sustain the platform. We ask them to sustain their business. Today, the industry has 8.5 million transactions you need to do today in terms of your sales. You need to grow your business. We are looking at the 2030. So we are ready for the next 5 years right now. We built it 3 years back. That is why the sustainability is there with us. Now we are building for the next 5 years after that.
I love a lot of heart. You got a lot of heart to help new entrepreneurs coming up. But as a business model, I think you need to look at the transaction model as well. because,
Definitely,
yeah,
transaction model will be there, but we have
maybe
already,
on a higher tier when they start
Definitely.
making money, then I think you should, as a
because
business.
now
for-
when you
for
say card the
sustaining-
cash, there is already there in the market, and there is 3.5% the merchant are not willing to charge, and they are passing it to the consumers. So we are looking at per transaction cost. Shopify, you might have to give 10% in terms of your revenue. At the moment, it's 2.5%. We are charging additional. It's just your cost that you are getting on a 10 million. So yes, it is viable. Maybe we can increase another 2.5% to see an actual viable solution in terms of your transactions. I totally understand that. So that is our future. That is what we want to go forward with, and that is what we are seeking for. And our clients are already there, and we have partners. We are giving them is for us also to sustain. We can actually communicate this. That is the promise that we want. A win-win situation for everyone.
The first of our finalists have stepped back into the spotlight, and the evolution is undeniable. In just 10 days, we've seen raw potential transform into surgical business strategy. These founders have set a massive bar for what a startup nation venture looks like. But the showcase is far from over. Next time, we continue the day 2 pitches, more refined visions, more global ambition, and the same high stakes. The transformation continues in the next episode.